What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining us and welcome to Elite Fantasy Nation Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Dennis. You can follow me at FantasyMattEFN. As always, with Pat Wendelken, you can follow him at CityStars136. And to Pat's right, we've got Fizzle Dolla's back, man. It's been like a minute. We've been trying to get you on for a hot minute or two, man, but we're honored to have Fizzle Dolla's back. So you can follow him at Fizzle Dolla's with an S instead of a dollar sign, which is actually how he likes it.
Yeah, man.
I guess X can't do it for you, huh? Is that how it works, man? They won't give you that shit.
They X'd out that money, man. So
bastards.
You know how it go.
Bastards. Well, before you jump to Fizz, dude, Pat, you know how's your weekend Mother's Day? Oh, actually, yeah, Fizz, ask me about that too, man. You got kids and everything. How was Mother's Day? You know, it's Tuesday now, so did everybody have a good time?
Yeah, I love my mother and my wife and the kids, so everyone gets taken care of all at once.
All right, cool. Yeah. What about you?
My whole house was sick, man. So
we were texting back and forth about that.
Yeah, they still coughing and hacking. The one thing I can say is I had a stomach bug for like 2 days, but I never had the cough that they got. So thankfully, I'm good on that part.
Knock on wood, man.
Yeah,
vitamin C, energy, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, I've been, trust me, green drinks, all that good stuff. I'm getting it in, man.
Zinc. Pat's dad is a doctor. He could recommend some stuff.
Yeah, we got you, bro. I got you covered, bro.
My man, I need it, Pat, for sure.
Oh yeah, and look at this shit behind Pat. You got to talk about that wall that you did, man. You got to kind of. It's different than what it was last time. So
yeah, a little bit.
So tell the people on Tough Fizz what you did.
Yeah, man. My whole wall is the Bengal stripes. I had Jamar's one jersey. Then I've been waiting for my other jersey, which is behind me. This one,
the black one.
Can't see it. Yeah, the black one. They're both signs. And then behind me, I don't know if you really can see it. I got our little our Funko Pops Matt made of us. We're both there in the background. Yeah. So we're trying to keep everything, trying to give it a little new background.
Customize
Not a green
that shit.
screen, but it's a custom screen. My own personal paint job.
You can see Fizz. You can see the one up top with the glasses just above his head is me.
Yeah, I noticed those, but I didn't know that they were y'all.
Yeah, that's us.
yeah, Funko Pop, dude. I collect that. I'm like a little kid, man, so I collect that shit. And you can edit and kind of create your own Funko Pop. So
I had to look into that.
Yeah, you got to check it out, dude. It's pretty fun. I feel like ours came out pretty accurate, and then he cut his man bun, so
I just chopped my hair. So
his had the man bun, and he had to chop it, so now it's not accurate anymore. So I'm gonna take that shit away.
Yeah, no, man.
It's all good, man. You can say this is a throwback of me,
Yeah. Always remember the man bun, man. So
listen, I could make it happen again. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. All right, cool. Fizz. Well, dude, you got some exciting things coming on. So for today's podcast, just to real quickly give kind of the people the show and how it's going to line up. We'll kind of chat with Fizz. It's been a minute since he's been on. I want to kind of talk to him about some things that he's working on, different ventures, some exciting stuff that he's kind of doing his way. That's why he's got his green screen behind him. Then we'll toss it back to Pat. He'll take us through the news. We'll talk a little about rookie mini camps, which I ended last weekend. Then we're going to go through trades. That's all I'll hear, man. Talk through some trades. I think I've got about a dozen, maybe a little bit more, close to a dozen. So we'll go through those and then wrap it up, man. So Fizz, man, why don't you tell the people, dude, what you got going on? There's a couple of major things that kind of happened over since the last time we talked, really, basically.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much I just been staying in the space, not getting lost, So moving around, hopping up on different shows with
making his
Mike
way.
And Adam and what's that? The mock drafts we was doing every Monday. That was like a every Monday thing. So those was like my practice reps, preparing me for, how to get on the mic and
get comfortable. Because this isn't easy, man. You got to know what to say. You got to know like how to say it. Like you got to know how people ebb and flow. It's people look at it like it's easy, and it's actually there's a lot of prep.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I make music, so that's easy. But usually the lights are down. I'm in there by myself. I do what I want to do. So.
Yeah, you're grooving, man.
Nobody's literally watching me on the screen while I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
and you're watching yourself at the same time. You're seeing yourself, and you're like,
exactly.
"Oh, I look stupid."
It's a different part of the game right here. So, those practice reps on Mondays. I got a couple of America's game shows in with Eric Vanek. So,
he's killing it too.
Yeah. So after the live stream we did, you got on the first 2 days. I text Adam. I think. That Saturday night, I said, bro, I'm ready. I've been talking about it, but I told him, like, bro, I'm ready, man. Like, let's hit that green light. So after that, I came up with a whole bunch of different ideas, and finally, Fizzle Friday was created, and last Friday was the first episode.
It was launched.
That's awesome, man. Bro.
Yeah.
First one, man.
Yeah, I caught the end of it, man. Congrats, man. Yeah, I mean, and it's different doing a podcast versus doing a live podcast. The draft party that we did was the first live that I did, and I'll tell you what, like I was nervous. Like coming into these, we turn it on, I hit the record, we count down, I hit a record, and we do our thing. But the live, it's like it was kind of a much different space. Yeah, you mess up, you can't change anything. So yeah, but congrats, man. I've been watching kind of you popping around, dude. It's been awesome. Again, for everybody who hasn't really listened, or this probably we talked about this during the initial podcast, which was audio feed only at the time. But Fizz and I met when we went to the South Harmon school, the institute. When we went to what was it? The oh my god, I'm blanking. The expo, Fantasy Expo.
With the expo,
yeah. So I've known him for about in August it'll be a year. So
almost a year, man.
Almost a year, man. Can you believe that shit? Yeah. So we've been chatting back and forth. He's come on a couple of times. One of the recordings didn't work, but. Yeah, dude, it's good to see kind of like over the year how things have kind of blossomed for you. So that's awesome, man. Congrats. Seems like there's a lot of good feedback too. I mean, I think I jumped on the last 10 minutes. I
saw you comment about Young Jeezy. I think it was some rapper you was mentioning.
Yeah. So tell everybody what the format is, because it's different than normal. Pat hasn't really heard. I mean, I told him you were on, but we haven't really talked a lot about it. So tell Pat and the people, man, like how it's different than everybody else's podcast.
So basically what I wanted to be is almost like barbershop talk. Like, the game is like I tell everybody at South Harmon, they so analytical that I think sometimes we forget the people that might not know what those analytics mean. You know what I'm saying?
Or they don't care. Some people don't care about that.
They don't care. Like me. I'm not saying I don't care, but last year, if you told me Justin Jefferson was receiver 1 during the draft, I was still taking CeeDee Lamb. It didn't matter who was there.
Oh, you were praising the CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, I remember that.
And he ended up being receiver 1. So I'm just saying
there's receipts. There's receipts too to show it.
It's okay to get your guy when it makes sense, even if the analytics say don't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of, I mean, we have tools that we sell this. I try not to push the narrative like tools, but it's like also like my biggest thing is in Dynasty, especially in Dynasty. That's a team that you want to keep for a couple of years, 5, 6, 10, whatever. So if you draft them from a ranking sheet versus a person that you like to root for and cheer for, if that team loses, you're going to most likely leave the league. You ain't going to want it. First thing you're going to say is, I ain't want this team anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So at least if you lose with your guys, your people that you like to see play, it hurts a little less. You know what I'm saying? So my show is pretty much kind of toning it down a little bit, but also since I do music, I'm bringing some music into it too. So we started off with the Drake and Kendrick beef, and me and Mike discussed that, and we went through other rap beefs, and this, like I said, this want to tone it down. Friday night, you off work, I don't want you pulling your calculator out, man. I want you to pour up a drink and come kick it with me on the corner. So
every Friday night live, right?
I like that.
That's a game plan, man. Tell them what time too.
8 p.m. Eastern, yep.
South Harmon feed, so you can follow them there. Fizzle Friday. Yeah, dude, it's dope. It's kind of look at it different. And to go back to your initial, conversation, Fizz, the idea, the reason why I wanted to do podcasts was same thing. There's all those analysts that you can follow, but, you also got to go with your gut. And I felt like, sometimes that's just the biggest thing. And if you go with your gut, regardless if you like the team or not like the team, like I found, at least for me, like I look at analytics, like definitely I think they're important, but they're a tool, right? It's like anything you look at. And it's how do you look at that tool and interpret it your own way to make it so you feel comfortable or you see things differently and kind of like go off of that. I go off of gut a lot, and it's worked quite a bit for me. And that's why I was like, hey, I do things a little bit differently. Like I definitely follow people that are very analytical. I dive into analytics, but I don't deep dive into it. I kind of skim the surface. But I've done really well for myself in fantasy, and that's why I talk about the accolades and like, teams that have won, haven't gone to the playoffs, because I feel like that's important as well. So yeah, man, but props. I caught the end of it. It was really cool, man. So
yeah, I mean, as far as the analytics side though, I also feel like I have other guys I follow for that. So I watch them for the analytics. I don't want to talk about what I watch them for. So I let them do their job.
And you don't want to do the math for them either. Like let them fucking roll the math. Let them do all the numbers.
I trust their process, but it's all situational at the end of the day, man. I mean, what analytic told you Puka Nacua was going to be a receiver one last year?
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying? So
nobody.
It's nothing. It's not always guaranteed. Like coaches don't even get it right. They get paid millions of dollars. So you can't go off analytics all the time, man. So on Fridays, holler at me. You scratching the analytics, man. That's what.
And like and subscribe, man. Follow Fizzle. Last thing,
I drink too much for analytics anyway, man.
I actually brought my whiskey tonight. Some dude was making fun of me, Pat, because I had whiskey both nights that I was on the live stream for the draft, and I had one of the big balls, ice balls in there, and somebody commented, he's like, "Dude, who the hell is this guy with ice in his fucking whiskey?" Or some shit.
Right.
I was like, "Come on, man."
Yeah, they gave it was
one
cube.
Man. Yeah, they're busting my balls. All right, Fizz, real quick, man. Not real quick, but take your time. But yeah, you got something else that dropped a while ago, but I still want to get you, have a platform, man. I thought it was important. I've listened to it a bunch of times. So talk about new album.
Yeah, so after I left the expo, I wanted to drop some. I mean, I just like doing my music anyway, but I go off kind of like inspirations of what's going on. So that was like a current event that happened. And if you look at the cover, I named it, They Wrote Me Off, I Ain't Right Back. So literally it was a play off of Geno Smith when he said that famous quote on ESPN. But it was also me pretty much telling the people that said maybe, because it was really like a mixtape introducing my way into the fantasy space as doing what I'm about to do now. So I don't know if people really caught that, but it was literally
you can see it. You can see the thread through each song. Like it was like kind of like
exactly like it was basically like, look, maybe you thought I couldn't do this, but I was just a rapper or something, but I'm really about to do it. So that's really was the intro to the intro. So I literally just made it a double disc because I felt like it was two different tones on each side. So it wasn't supposed to be like that, but I was like, these songs don't sound like these, so I could just split them up. And yeah, man, I love it. I felt like it was definitely some good work. So, but now I got writer's block, man. I can't write no more. I'm so focused on this Dynasty stuff, man. I can't write one song right now, man. I told Mike fire me for like 1 month, bro, just so I could get my mind right, man. So.
Yeah. And tell me where they can listen to it. Like every.
Oh yeah, it's on everything, man. It's like I said. So it's called They Wrote Me Off, and the second disc is I Ain't Right Back. And just look me up, FIZZLEDOLLA. So Fizzle Dollars.
Underneath his name. It's underneath his
on everything, bro.
His image right there. So check him out. Download, listen, like
and
that.
Also you can always hit me online, comment, tell me it's trash, tell me it's good. I don't care, I love to engage in the conversation. So it don't, just always hit me up. I don't mind.
Love it. All right, dude. Pat, take us through some news real quick, man.
Yeah, bro. And Fizzle, welcome back again, man. Feels good to have your voice back.
Oh, he's welcome anytime. Fizzle's fans, man.
I like your opinion, and like Matt knows too. Like I'm unorthodox, kind of same way. Like Matt knows the numbers, but sometimes, like I said, fantasy's luck also, and that's how I have to put into it. A little common sense, a little bit of luck, and a little bit of everything mixed up. So I definitely agree with you on that one, 100%, bro.
That's it, my man.
I'm trying to break him into doing a little bit more analytics at times.
I know.
We'll see.
I'm a little by little, bro. I'm
getting I'm getting it. I'm slowly. It's like reeling in a fish. It's like,
that's it.
Bait me. So all right, I'll give you a quick news break. I guess as everyone knows, tomorrow the schedule drops. But so there's a couple.
On my birthday. Motherfuckers, on my birthday. They're dropping the schedule on my birthday. How about that?
God damn right. Look at that. Your birthday and the schedule drop. 2 big
46 damn years old, man. Suck it.
Sound like
you, bro.
Sound like you were scheduled. You were scheduled. That's why you dropping it.
They asked me. I said, man, drop it on my birthday, dude. All right, sorry.
Perfect. No, that's good, bro.
About me.
The first game of the year, Ravens Chiefs, September 7th, bro. I mean, it's should be some fireworks.
That's gonna be hot, dude.
I'm looking forward to that one. It's gonna be a nice hot game. The second one.
Although the Chiefs didn't show up last year. Sorry to interrupt you real quick. The Chiefs didn't show up last year when they played the Detroit Lions, and the Detroit Lions just ran right over their asses.
Yeah.
They still got that ring, though.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Back to back.
It's not how you start, but it's how you finish, isn't it?
That's all I'm saying.
There you go. All right, Pat.
Got it. So that starts it off. And the other one that, people have been talking about is the Eagles, Packers in Brazil, week 1. So that's another little exotic, wild one.
I wonder how many crazy fucking Packers fans are going to travel all the way down to Brazil. I don't know if a lot of Philly fans will do that.
Fans aren't going to go there either.
I don't know. I can see the Packers fans doing it more than the Philly fans personally, but I may be wrong. I don't know.
So on a side note, because my boy's a diehard Eagle fan, he told me that for this game in that stadium, the rival color is green, so they cannot wear green. Neither team can wear green. So you're gonna either see white, yellow, or you see white or black.
Who in the NFL picked that game? No, like they didn't know that when they picked the game. Why the hell would you pick two teams that both are green?
I have no idea. But in Brazil, I guess in like the soccer stadium that they're playing in, the rival team their colors are green, so they will not be allowed to wear green, from what I was told.
Even the players can't. So it'll be white and yellow. That's so be white, nuts, dude.
So Eagles will be white or black.
Somebody's gonna get shot.
That's crazy.
Packers will be white or yellow. That's it. Like the ultimate.
But none of the fans will know that. They'll all be wearing green.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a little.
My head went somewhere crazy. So we'll keep going, man. We'll keep going.
See that. Hopefully, I was wrong.
You imagine walking down the street like around that stadium wearing green.
Yeah, and both their team colors are really green.
I know.
Like ironic.
Thanks. Sorry, well, that's insane. All right, go ahead.
Well, we'll see how that ends up. The other one that take note is the Cowboys and the Browns week 1, and that's Tom Brady's broadcasting debut. So we'll see what he's all about. Man. All that money put into this gentleman. So we'll see how his take is. What do you think, Fizzle? You're shaking your head already, man. What do you think?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm tired of the Cowboys playing the Giants every week 1, but you couldn't give us a better team than the Browns for Tom Brady first game, man.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
It should be like some primetime marquee game, like some.
It's almost like they forcing it because they know, because you get the average fan like Dallas and the Browns, they might say, "Man, I ain't watching that game."
Yeah, right.
But now it's like, oh, Tom Brady, so you gotta watch it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like they forcing people to watch it with Tom. We should have been playing. Honestly, we should have played the Giants this year. We play them every other year. Like Tom and the Giants, that would have been.
I got a theory here. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to help Cleveland pay for Deshaun Johnson for
Jackson's contract.
Yeah, they're like, Cleveland needs some money, man. Let's just put Tom Brady on there.
Dallas and Green Bay, anybody, man. I don't understand this Brown stuff that they got going on. But
yeah, I don't know about this. How it's going to go.
And it's Cleveland at that. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, hey man, that's the choice. That's what they picked. They flipped the coin, and that's what they got, I guess, or whatever. However it went. So, so I'll leave the rest of that tomorrow. It all drops, and we'll catch up with it. After Matt celebrates, and he can pick his Bears games he's going to, and all this good stuff.
Hell yeah.
We'll see how that goes. The other big news is Jared Goff lands a 4-year extension at $212 million, bro. Pretty big.
It was a pretty big. I think what was the guarantee? I think the guarantee is like 170 too, wasn't it? Something crazy.
Yeah, I think 170. Yep, 170.
Yeah, they basically
paid quarterback right now in the league. So
he's the highest paid.
Right
is that what you said?
No, second. He's over Hurts. He's over Hurts, Lamar, Herbert.
What about Cousins? Because didn't Cousins get 160?
He's higher than Cousins.
Yeah, because this is only 180. Yeah.
It's Joe Burrow, baby. Just remember that. I said it, man. Number 1 still for a little bit. And then the last one's Antoine Winfield Jr. in Tampa Bay agreed to a 4-year, $84.1 million deal. I believe he's the highest paid safety. I believe right
cornerback,
now.
Right? Cornerback?
Yeah. No, I think he's safety.
No, safety.
My bad.
Safety. Yeah. So that's pretty big. Breaking records little by little.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
So that's all I got for today, Matt.
So let's. Real quick, before we jump into, I was just going to do a couple of highlight points on the rookie minicamp, but I wanted to ask kind of the two of you. Jared Goff, seeing you Detroit, kind of, obviously we've seen him there for the past couple of years. What do you think? Does it change anything? Same old, like anything that comes out from a fantasy perspective, or is it just like he's going to keep doing what he's doing? Fizz.
Yeah, I don't think the money's going to elevate his gameplay.
He's been pretty damn good. I mean, everybody knocks his ass and.
Oh yeah, but this is the thing about Goff. His weapons will look good. He just look average though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair. He
doesn't look spectacular. He won't get you probably more than 18 to 20 fantasy points on a regular basis, but his weapons will put up 30s and 35 points in games. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's fair.
Those guys are going to make him look better. But he's a solid quarterback. He's just not spectacular.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Pat, yeah, what do you think? Anything else or say?
I think he's so thankful that Sean McVay got rid of him. He got paid.
Sure.
He
I mean, it worked out for both of them if you look at it. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it worked out both.
He won a chip, so I guess he was happy, on that end. But he got paid, and the Lions, trailblazers
they're
again
relevant.
in their own little way.
They're relevant.
They're back. Yeah, they're back in the news. So I'll give it to him, man. I mean, like I said, I don't think the money changes. It's just now he got paid, and hopefully he can just go to the next level like they should have last year, but they dropped the ball. So we'll see what they could do this year. So, I mean, they pretty much have the same weapons around them. So you're looking.
That's
at
what I'm saying. Like it doesn't really change. Fantasy
change.
doesn't really change that much. I mean, it's I think what it does do is it keeps it consistent. So like Amon St. Brown, like he's going to have golf for the next 4 years, which is pretty much going to be consistent. Then that's not going to change versus if they were to let him go, bring in a rookie, may struggle, like you don't know how that's going to interact with a new quarterback. So I think it just keeps it more consistent for the people that are already there, obviously. Sweet. So a couple of kind of things we want to hit on. Oh, I always forget. Follow us at Elite Fantasy N. It's at the bottom of the screen, and also subscribe, please. It helps out with algorithms and everything, and kind of gets more exposure for us. And also hit the like button.
Comment, subscribe, anything, all opinions, good or bad. Just like Fizzle said, constructive criticism goes a long way. We'll take it.
Yeah, that's it. We take
Tell me I talk
man.
Too much. Pat doesn't talk enough because I cut him off all the time. Whatever it is, I don't care.
Look, after you comment, log back in, and then do it again.
Comment again.
It doesn't matter, bro. Just keep
comment with rep your team. Rep your team. That's all I want to see. Just a whole bunch of team reps, man. Who you rooting for?
Like it.
Yeah. So a couple of real quick rookie mini camp kind of bullet points I just want to go through. Just kind of highlighting these. Obviously, these are guys in shorts. They're usually players that are also rookies. So it doesn't really tell a lot. Not a lot of stock that I take out of this. But just a couple of things that, popped up that I thought, were worth discussing. I'll go through these quickly. So Rome Odunze practiced on the first day for the Bears. Second day, he was held out due to hamstring tightness. He did have a lot of reps on the first day. And honestly, Caleb was dropping dimes. So it looks like they built an incredible chemistry. Personally, I'll throw it to the group. Where do you see Odunze? We talked about this on the live stream, I believe, on the first night. Where do you see Odunze in that offense? Wide receiver 1, 2, or 3 in fantasy? Pat?
He could definitely be the one. I think if the chemistry's there and it just melts and bonds together, I don't see why not.
Yep.
I mean, you have the veteran there and all that, but I think that, if these two can just connect and click, I think sky's the limits, to be very honest with you.
I agree. If not this year, definitely for next year. What about you,
Fizz? For sure.
Well, I think he's the receiver 1 on the team currently. I just don't know if he's going to be receiver 1 stat-wise this year. But if we're talking talent and overall, he's the receiver 1.
Oh, he's the dog. Yeah, he's the dog in that house. Yeah.
I just don't know how much of a receiver 1 he can show to be this year. But,
there's a lot of mouths to feed.
The future's
obviously.
Bright, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, the future's super bright for him. So, So do you view him higher, or like who do you have second wide receiver 2 in the rookie drafts? Malik Neighbors or Rome?
See, the only thing I like about Neighbors' situation is nobody else is there.
Yeah, he's gonna get all the targets, but who's throwing it to him?
Even retire, so it's like,
yeah, but who's the quarterback at the end of the day, or all three? You know what I mean? You got cutlets, you got fucking dimes, I mean, come on, man, I hate it. I mean, I live in the market, so I hear this shit all the time on the radio. I'm tired of it, bro. Between them and the Jets, I'm sick of it.
I feel like though that it's like if I'm the quarterback, even if they pick me up off the street, I'm throwing it to him. He the best guy on the team. I'm gonna just feed him targets. So I don't think it matters the quarterback. I just think he's going to get fed so many targets. They're going to force feed him, and he's going to fantasy wise, stat wise, be the better receiver this year.
All right.
I think the only thing I'll say to that is he could get double teamed all the time because there is literally nobody else to throw to.
That's fair. That's a fair point too.
They could put all his focus on him. That's the only
stop Neighbors
to that. Yeah, stop Neighbors. You're good because their run game's even weak. So who are you gonna do? Rush the quarterback and that's it.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting.
It'll be
interesting. All right, so a couple of quarterbacks real quick to talk about from rookie mini camp. Drake May. So apparently there's a quote from his coach saying he has a lot to work on. I read the quote. He actually said he has a lot to work on, a lot. Like he said it 2 or 3 times within his quote. You're not saying, that's anything vindicative of who's going to be the quarterback off the game 1 start. But there's definitely a conversation that Jacoby Brissett could start easily for the first few weeks at least, and let Drake May kind of sit and watch and learn. Obviously, again, rookie minicamp, got a long way to go to August and September, but just wanted to highlight that. I know a lot of rookie drafts are happening for dynasties, so have that kind of thought in the back of your head. This is from his coach. It wasn't from an outsider, so all rookies got a lot to work on. So that was also a later comment that was done in the article as well. JJ McCarthy looks like had some easy bombs in the practice, made it look really easy. Looked like he was extremely accurate while showing poise of a much older passer. So that's also good to see on JJ's side, who was drafted obviously later. So I want to highlight those, man, and kind of just, if there's anything else, Fizzle or Pat, that kind of came out of rookie minicamp that you guys have heard, through the feeds or grapevines that you guys wanted to connect on before we go into Dynasty Trades.
Right now it's just hype season, man. I feel
it is hype. It's underwear hype season, dude.
I'm not saying I don't take nothing away from it, but it's like, as you should hype the rookies up. So whenever they make a catch with nobody's checking them and it's wide open and they catch it, you're going to see it on your timeline. Like, Joe Burrow with so-and-so. So I ain't knocking them, but it's just hype season. So I want to see it with somebody is on the other side of them.
It is hype season. I guess that's why the Drake May, I found it very interesting, because instead of hyping him, he almost did the exact opposite. And he kind of said that Coach Mayo basically said he's got a lot to work on, and kind of just like hammered that home like 2 or 3 times. Which again,
but rookies like that kind of coach though. He seemed like that kind of guy that he don't want.
He's a defensive guy. Like, he ain't gonna give you any fucking props. He's probably like old school minded. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Yeah, he's like, you got to earn it, dude. You got to earn your stripes here. So anything, Pat? Or are you good, man?
I'm good, man. Like he said, you guys touch it perfect, bro. This is just smoke in the air, bro. It'll settle all out once that season starts, bro.
But I will say, Pat, man, shout out to y'all, man, because Jermaine Burton is my guy for 2024, man.
Oh, so I was gonna ask that too before we go into the trade. Beast. Let's talk about that.
That's my boy.
So a couple of questions that I asked. I don't know if you had got a chance to check the mic. I think you said you watched the mic episode that we had on last time. Asked him 3 questions. I'll ask you kind of a question as well that kind of goes off of that. What is your in rookie drafts for Dynasty? We're talking Dynasty right now. These are all Dynasty trades they're going to look at as well. Who's the one guy who you won't touch? You're like, at that price, whatever reason, you're just like, I got a bad vibe. This guy just hits me the wrong way. Whatever it is, you won't touch no matter what. And then what's that guy that you like later on you realize like, holy shit, I basically got 10 shares of this guy and I'm in 12 leagues. Or like, you just got to have 2 questions.
Well, if you would have asked me this 2 weeks ago, I would have told you a different answer. So literally the answers have shifted because of, how the roster is shaping out. And because Jermaine Burton wasn't my guy. He's always been a guy I liked, but I didn't know his landing spot. He failed in the draft.
Yep.
And now I'm starting to see he's creeping up. We had a mock draft last night, and I know
on South Harmon, hell yeah.
Yeah, I had a draft 2 weeks ago. He went in the 4th round, and last night he went in the 2nd. So,
oh wow,
people are changing their tune. So, the one guy I can say I'm not touching, me personally, is Drake May. He just go too rich for my blood. He even went before JJ McCarthy last night, and I really don't understand that because of JJ's situation.
Yeah,
and the way that they're talking, it sounds like Brissett Brissett could possibly start the whole year, and I wouldn't even second guess it,
Nope.
So
yeah,
Drake is just going now. If he falls to like the 109 or 110, maybe, but that 105, 106 tag for him, I can't do nothing with that. So that's a guy I can't mess with. And my guy is 2. I will say Michael Penix, if people are still sleeping that they don't want to wait for him, I would gladly take him in the 2nd round.
It's called Dynasty for a reason, man. It's called Dynasty for a reason.
Yeah, the 201. He been falling 201, 202 in some leagues. Gotta have him. And Jermaine Burton is my number 1, though, man. I made a trade today to go get him, and I really didn't want to make the trade because the guy counted me. But I said, man, I can't keep hyping up Jermaine Burton and then decline the trade. So I took it out of
that's the one thing, Fizzle, you'll know. And we've been doing this obviously on YouTube. I think this is our 10th episode. This is our 60th episode in total. I forgot to mention that too coming in. So happy 60th to us. But yeah, like one thing that I noticed is that I'll drop all of our feeds. And kind of all of our podcasts and basically every Dynasty League that I'm in. And I've started to notice, like, as soon as the feed will drop, if I talk about somebody that I like, I literally start to get, like, trade offers for that person, like, immediately. Like, oh, hey, you really like this person. I'll take a second off of you for him. And I'm like, I said I liked him, but I didn't say I liked him for a second. Just because you like somebody.
We are our own worst enemies, but it's okay, man. It's cool.
That's we sign up for this shit, man. So
yeah, it's a gift and a curse right here. That's what it is.
Hell yeah.
Pat, do you want to go read your analytics, man? Don't listen to what I say, man.
Do the exact opposite of what I do, but still listen every time.
Exactly. Yep.
That's it.
Pat, did you want to tell him who you were talking about? Because you had a couple of good ones too, I think, from last time.
Oh man, I don't even remember right now, man. I'm so clouded right now. I was looking at
it was Bo Nix.
I was actually Bo Nix.
I will say, Kamani Vidal has been getting a lot of hype these days, man. He done moved up a little too high for me though.
Yeah.
No, it was, Bo Nix was kind of my one. I was bigger on. Like I liked it. I mean, like I said, in my other my one draft I was in, I took JJ McCarthy, and I was super pumped. And he knows.
Dude, I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be really good. I think everybody dogged him because he didn't do a lot in Michigan. Well, guess what? They didn't ask him to do a lot, and sometimes it's about like doing what they ask you to do, and he did that really well. So at the end of the day, like, and I didn't notice. I watched some of his film. He ran significantly too. I mean, he not all the time, but I mean, he wasn't like a runner, a QB runner, but I saw definitely a handful of touchdowns and good runs that he had where I was like, wow, I don't know. He kind of had that in him. So and I'm hoping that because I also drafted him in a couple of leagues that I'm like, I hope I didn't burn that draft. So
you got to have a little stock.
I believe in situations, man. And with JJ, if he would have went to the Patriots, I would not touch him.
Oh, hell yeah. Yep. No, I agree.
But coaching is everything to me. And it's a reason why Matt Stafford got that ring in LA and not in Detroit. It's a reason why Puka Nacua is who he, you know what I'm saying? Like coaching and situations. That's why anytime a running back or a receiver go to 49ers, we want to know who they are. We want to.
Well, because they just turn out running backs, yeah.
Because of the coaching. So, JJ being in that system, he ain't got no choice but to be good. I mean, I believe Sam Darnold could be good this year if they kept him. So anybody in that system, man, is going to work to me. So
hell yeah. All right, we're at 30 minutes in, man. Let's jump into some trades. I'll kind of set the stage for all these. Make sure I've got them in order. Looks good for me. So kind of I'll break down the trades. We'll talk through them and kind of I'll ask you guys your opinion. I'll keep my opinion out of it. Maybe I'll do it quick, yes or no, which side I agree. And we'll go from there because with three of us, it goes a little bit longer if we all break it down too much. So first one. So this is in Wake Up Best Ball Volume 2, Version 2, whatever you want to call it. It's a 12-team PPR Superflex. It is tight end premium, half a point, start 11, and it is best ball. So you have Sugar Ricky trades with T. Sanford, 08. Sugar Ricky gets Christian Kirk and a 2024 212, and in turn he gives away what's weird is like top it says 203. Yeah, so the 2024 203 and 303. Start with the guest first, Fizz. What do you think?
If I gotta say a trade can be no even in this, I really think this is very even.
That is pretty even, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because you're looking at Christian Kirk for the 203. You can get Jonathan Brooks there, maybe Ladd McConkey, Keon Coleman.
Coleman, I feel like it'd be more like kind of where you're seeing nowadays. But yeah, I agree. Yep.
Yeah, it's like, on the borderline of that, or maybe a Trey Benson. You might get a Trey Benson a little later. Good. Brian Thomas, A.D. Mitchell. It's just somewhere around that range where you can get somebody that can almost be what Kirk is. And the 303 and the 12,
it's 4 spot difference. Prefer.
Yeah, I mean, it can be maybe favor the 12, but I feel like that was the price you had to pay to move Kirk. To get that 203 for Kirk. So. Can I say I'm good with both sides? I don't.
Yeah, you can say it, man.
I don't have an objection to either side. Like I like both sides, so pretty solid trade to me.
Pat,
yeah, I'm agreeing with him. Honestly, the same way, especially where it sits because you're like you said, Kirk, 212, 203 to 303. Yeah, I mean you're right there. I think it's dead even, bro.
Yeah, and probably for Sanford, he probably went. I'd rather have a 203 and have somebody that I want to pick versus having Kirk. Maybe that was the reason for doing the trade. But yeah, I agree. I think all three of us are kind of on the same page. The next two are in the same league. I'm going to go through these quickly because I haven't really seen this a lot, but I thought they're interesting. I thought it was an interesting way to bet on players that nobody else is betting without having to give up a lot of capital. And I'll show them to you both in here in a second. That's why they're here. But again, it could be like a couple second conversation. So this is both going to revolve around Fab, which I don't really see a lot of Fab trades, but I thought this is a great way to bet or to give somebody away instead of just dropping them and having somebody else pick them up for free and spending fab. Then you get the fab back, and I just thought it was interesting. So in context, Jiggity Gemmas, we have had James on a couple of times. So same league. This is Wake Up Best Ball Volume 2 or Version 2, 12 team. I won't get through the rest because it doesn't really matter. But Jiggity Gemmas basically gets $50 in fab for giving up Mac Jones. So we'll go through that one, and then we'll go through double. I'll show you both of them, and then we'll go through both of them. The second one, both are Jiggity Gemmas and 4 rings row. So this one he gives up Sky Moore and gets $30 in fab back. So thoughts there, if you guys have any? I mean, I thought it would be a quick conversation, doesn't be in depth, but
yeah. Well, I'll say you can get Sky Moore for free. So to get $30, you won that trade.
That's what I looked at it. Because either way, he's gonna be dropped, right? I mean, unless you got a deep bench.
He's worth a donut right now. Yep.
Yeah.
I wish I knew how much fab he had before he gave up the 50 for Mac Jones, because
beginning of the season is $50 or $500. It's $500 fab in that league.
Okay. Now if I had Trevor Lawrence, I like it. If I don't, then it's just a wash trade to me personally.
Yep. Pat, I know Pat's gonna say the same thing. Pat's like, I don't want
to talk. A bag of chips, man. Same type of deal, bro. Ain't nothing really
Yeah.
No, I just thought it was interesting because I don't see a lot of fab, and I thought it was an interesting way of kind of like getting a roster clogger off your fucking bench if you're Jiggity Gemmas and getting something out of it versus nothing. I thought it was interesting. So
it's a good move for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
All right, so this next one, we've actually got 4 in this next league. 4 trades. The next 4 trades are all in Elite Fantasy Nation. So this is our league. Pat's in it with me. Fizzle, we got to get one with. I was telling Pat at one point we need to get like all of the analysts, like all the like me, the 3 of us. We need to get obviously Adam, get Mike in, and maybe get like the Dynasty Trades and 5 guys in, and just do one league, and that way we could shit talk each other all the time. But anyways,
I'm finally in one with you. We in the shit 202 league.
We are.
Yes, we are. Finished drafting. So
yes, we are.
Yeah, we can get another one popping.
Hell yeah, get another one popping. So Elite Fantasy Nation. So it's 12 team PPR Superflex. It is tight end premium. It's only half a point tight end premium. Start 10, so it's a smaller starting roster, and then it is best ball. So the first one we got Ashlyn Bailey trades with I Send Stinkers. Ashlyn gets Drake London, the 104 this year, and the 304 this year in the 2024 draft. And in turn, he gives up to I Send Stinkers, Baker Mayfield, and your boy, Fizzle, CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to hold Fizzle's comments because this is his boy. I'm going to go straight to Pat first, and then I'll let Fizzle.
Go to me last, please.
Yeah, because I can sense what's coming from Fizzle, man.
Yeah, I mean, kind of knowing the 2 teams a little bit better, I can kind of see where it is. And I Send Stinkers really does send stinkers. So this is probably like one of the better trades I've seen come his way, I guess you could say.
He sends really bad trades. Yes.
And I think that at the 104, he took, who did he take? He took Neighbors or Roma Dunes. I forgot who he took, but like it worked pretty fair. I mean,
you keep talking,
he wanted the picks. And I know he wanted Drake London. I've seen that, and works. Baker Mayfield, I like it. I mean, honestly, I honestly forgot who Ashlyn got in this to make it, because Fizzle, you would see it better with who he picked to kind of like put this in retrospect to like see what he got, because you gave up Lamb, which is a monster.
Monster.
That's why I'm like,
hold on, I'm pulling up. Just give me 30 seconds, 10 seconds. All right,
I mean, London's gonna be all right, but you still CeeDee Lamb, bro. It's given.
So Ash ended up getting. You were right. So Drake London, the 104 became Malik Neighbors. And then the 304 became, he actually traded that later on. The 304 he never kept. He gave it to someone. He traded it away. So, which would have been Javon Baker, but it wasn't his. He traded to somebody else. So kind of
London and Neighbors for Mayfield and Lamb. I mean, I would stick with Lamb, to be honest with you. It's a proven commodity. That's just me. And then you get a nice quarterback out of the deal too, because Baker just
got a contract.
Tampa Bay. Yeah, so he got signed. So to be honest with you, the I Send Stinkers won this one to me for sure.
Fizz.
Yeah, right now CeeDee Lamb is receiver 1, man. I'm not gonna lie. If this was 102, I would think about it a little more, because you can possibly get Caleb or Jaden Daniels.
Or Marvin Harrison. Like,
Marvin Harrison. So
yep.
I would be like, but the 104 is kind of like the limit for me to say, nah, I'm gonna stick with the receiver one. Because as much as we want Drake to be who we think he's gonna be, it's no guarantee.
Exactly, man. Yeah.
I mean, and think about it. They went and got Rondale Moore. They went and Donnell Moore. I mean, it's not like they saying, okay, Pitts and London are our only two weapons. They went and got a bunch of guys. So it's a way that Drake London is not even a receiver one like we think he can be. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with the guy. I know Dallas didn't draft no running backs. They don't care about running the ball. CeeDee Lamb is gonna have another 1,600 yard season if he healthy. So I would keep Baker and Lamb on this one.
Yeah, I'll make mine quick. Yeah, I think Fizz, I think you framed it perfectly. So the 103 is where Jaden Daniels went. So if you could have got the 103, I think even that, not even the 102. The 102 would have guaranteed he could have got Jaden Daniels. 103 is in most drafts that I've been in, you can get Jaden Daniels, or it's gone, or he's gone 103. But I mean, you gave up a starting quarterback for the next 2 years minimum. It would have been different. Also, I would have looked at this differently last year. A, before CeeDee Lamb broke out, and B, before Baker signed another 4-year contract or 3-year contract. Like
that's why I said CeeDee is one Lamb. Last year he was like 3 or 4, so for him to be one, it's kind of tough to make that move.
And even Baker last year was a 1-year contract. So if he didn't perform well, and you took you're assuming he may not make it, and then you're like, oh, he's a non-starter quarterback, but I wanted Lamb, and I'll take the risk on Baker. But he just signed a contract, so he's there for the next 3 years, and then CeeDee Lamb. So yeah, I agree. I think you guys framed up perfectly.
Yeah, man.
All right, so we're going to stay in the same league. So Elite Fantasy Nation, 12-team, PPR, Superflex. I got to start writing this down at the bottom, so I got to say shit. Tight end premium half point, start 10, and it is best ball. So you got LS 606, and this is where the 304 will get traded away. So he receives a 304, okay. And in turn, Ashland gets Kendre Miller. So basically for that last trade, he got... what did he get? Drake London, Malik Neighbors, and Kendre Miller. If you were to go back to that trade. But we're looking at this trade, 304 for Kendre Miller. What do you think, Fizz?
Yeah, I mean, I like either side. I think Kendre can possibly be the one this year and maybe next, depending on how they feel about Kamara. But if you want to just take a third and roll the dice and start over, I ain't going to knock you either. So I don't mind it either way.
Especially in this draft class. I feel like it's...
fan.
Yeah, so. Sorry to cut you off, man.
No, I was just saying I'm not the biggest Kendre fan, so it's not like, please don't make this move. But with this draft, you just saying with this draft class, you want to roll the dice and get you a young rookie that you haven't seen and you got hopes for. It's worth this deal. So I don't.
Like you could have got Ali for the 304 probably, so whatever. So.
Yep. Right. I like the roll dice. So.
Pat, what do you think?
I don't know, nothing crazy. I mean, Ashland wins this one to me. I'd take Miller. Nothing crazy.
I think it's kind of a throw up. Kendre Miller coming out last year, everybody was assuming Kamara was going to get suspended for half the season, if not the whole season, because of everything. A couple of games is all it was, and I was surprised. I think everybody's surprised how much Kamara actually still had, as far as usage versus Kendre Miller with the draft capital they gave to him. But long term, I think it's kind of like pick your poison, right? Ash wanted to take a kind of proven commodity, I guess you could say, and a known offense versus rolling the dice and what falls to the 304. You may or may not like it. So that's why I look at it. All right.
This is a trade I would like to make on draft day while we're drafting and the 304 is coming up. That way I know what's available.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you make it too early, then you're again rolling the dice, and it's like, what are you going to do? So same league, Elite Fantasy Nation, 12-team PPR, Superflex, tight end premium, half point. For the tight end premium, start 10, best ball. And again, I'll say Elite Fantasy Nation, this is our league. We're going to do another league this year. I'll probably wait until June to kick it off, but we'll start to drop it out there. A-Kid trades with Tally Banks. A-Kid 17 gets Zay Flowers and a 2025 third. And Tally gets CeeDee Lamb. Or sorry, what did I say CeeDee Lamb?
Oh.
CeeDee Lamb. No. Calvin Ridley. And a 2025 second. So basically you get flipped second and thirds. And then you got Zay on one side and Ridley on the other. Pat.
I do like the trade. These two dudes are actually really cool. I mess with both of them actually in our league. So
they're really good too. They're really good.
Competitive. They're super social. I like them. Shout out to both of them. Plus we're joined the new league. I'm in their league now.
Yeah,
you're also in there.
You saw McNutty just joined today too. You saw that, right?
I saw that. I gave him the googly eyes. I was like, Look who's the last person to roll into this. I was like, I like it, man. I actually like the trade. I see what it is. I mean, Baltimore, I have questions now because, I mean, like, that's such a run potential, bro. Henry there in the backfield and Lamar. I'm like, Jesus, man. It's like run first no matter what. And it's like Zay second. Ridley, he's going to be their number one. I mean, there's not really anything too crazy going on, but you got Ridley and then Boyd will be on the other side. Too. You know? I mean, yeah, D-Hop's, he's older.
He's older. No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, he could be. Playing, He's got competition. It's not just like it's just open field.
I mean, I do like. I actually kind of like the Ridley side better. Plus, you get the second for next year for the hell of it. But yeah, I'll go with the Ridley side. I think Tally did a little bit better in my opinion for what it is right now.
Fizz.
Yeah. Again, I like both sides, man. I like Ridley being the one on that side, but I also like the quarterback situation in Baltimore. So if you want to go Lamar Jackson over Will Levis, because Will Levis could possibly be replaced in a year or two. So there's no guarantees for Ridley's future, but I also think that it's a dice roll on both sides with each receiver. And that second was pretty much like, hey, since your quarterback is Lamar, I owe you a second. But
right, let's bounce it out a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. It looked pretty even to me, man. I like this trade. Same like some even trades going on in these leagues, man. Ain't nothing too crazy yet,
Well, yeah, nothing yet, man.
I'm sure it's coming up, but they ain't so far so good. Man. I like these trades.
If I were to pick one side, I mean, I think Calvin probably has a little more upside, because going into the new offense, like, they fucking dropped the bag for him, dude. Like, everybody was shocked at how much money he got. Plus, to get a second. Next year's class is still TBD as far as like how good or depth wise. They're saying it's not supposed to be as good as this class, but you never know until you get to the draft time, right? I mean, a lot goes out between now and next August or next March can happen. So yeah, I just kind of like the Ridley because I think Zay's been there for a year. He's a rookie last year, but it's like you kind of know that offense. They're not really super pass happy. I don't think it's a win or loss. I'm just saying like a preference is what I would say. Like, I think it's pick your poison. I'd pick the Ridley side as a personal poison, but I wouldn't look at this and say that dude got hosed or, what the hell is he thinking? So I think it's a good trade. And they had reasons for doing it probably. So it's like each person probably had their own guy. So get your fucking guy, man.
Yeah, I'm going to stay out on this one. You Fizzle, you could take
Yeah, so this is, if you recognize the City Stars name up there. So same league. It is Elite Fantasy Nation Podcast League, 12-team PPR Superflex. Tight end premium, half point. You got start 10, and it is best ball. You got my boy, Pat Wendelken. City Stars 10 or 23. Well, what is it? 1023? Yeah, 1023.
That's my birthday, so it's just the way it fit.
All right, no, because I was looking at 10. I was looking at 136, and it completely threw me off. I had to then check to make sure it was actually accurate. So trade with A Kid. So Pat gets Austin Eckler, and a 2026 fourth rounder, and he sends away Raheem Mostert for a 2025 third. Fizz.
I ain't gonna lie, Pat. I like the other side, brother. I like the other side, man. And this is why, right? Because don't
break
forget,
it down.
Raheem Mostert literally led the league in touchdowns last year, tied with Christian McCaffrey. But I think people were forgetting that they did re-sign him, and even though they took Jalen Wright and Achane, I like the Miami offense, man. I mean, I do believe that Washington is upgrading. But I don't know if they will be fully upgraded by the time Eckler's contract is done, So I don't think Brian Thomas is a game changer. Eckler he still act like he have a lot to prove and he want to prove it. But I'm going to roll the dice with Miami's offense on.
Yeah.
I hear you. So before we throw it to Pat, because obviously it's your trade, I want you to have your skin in the game. You obviously do.
Sure, for sure, bro.
I kind of agree with Fizz. And my biggest thing on this, personally, Eckler's a beast. He got hurt last year, and he was not the same when he came back. Like, he's older now. They used to not use him that much when he was at LA. I almost said San Diego. When he was at the Chargers, they didn't really use him much. Like, kind of like the first couple of years of his career, like, gave him like very sparingly work, and then built up to like a full lead back. And even then, like last year, it was like most of the receiving back and everything like that. So I'm just curious with his injury, like as an older back, how that's going to affect him this year, and not only this, but like next year. I mean, you can kind of say the same thing with Mostert, so I'm kind of flipping the coin, right? They're both had injuries perspective, but new offense. You don't know how he's going to be treated in Washington. He might be RB2 versus, Mostert's kind of role in Miami. He hasn't moved. And then the difference between like waiting for 2026 versus having a third and 25. So that's my personal thought as well. So why don't you throw it to you, man, and kind of talk through like your thought and kind of like how this came about.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think I got the age a little bit back with Eckler. I guess I subtract a couple years. I went back, if that is, and then, I mean, Eckler's had some monster games and had a couple, before bro. I mean, Eckler was a monster, a PPR monster, bro. He catch
and this is best ball.
Keep running. Yeah,
this is best ball. Let's remind everybody. So it's a best ball league. So he'll jump into your lineup when he pops.
Yeah. So like I said, I mean, and Oster's is good, but I mean, look, wage and the age factor. I think also. I mean, they signed him an extra year, so fine. But there's a lot of Achane. I think is going to be starting, and they got the rookie, and I think it's going to be more of a split back committee in like Miami coming up. So I kind of played that too. I threw the third because of the age, which is whatever. I took the fourth. It's just thank you. But I think I'm back. I like throw something back, and I think I honestly, bro, like I said, a little bit of everything. I just got a feeling. I think Eckler he's got something to prove. There's a small little bit of, he's only gonna be there for a year or so over there. Why not? Poke out something. A lot of rookie action there, and he's gonna be like the vet. Let him show what he could do. You know what I mean? I mean, that's my opinion. That's the reason why I took it.
Yeah, man. And I mean, obviously, like it's your team. You do what you got the feeling. We talked about this at the very beginning. You go with the gut. You got a gut that like something's gonna pop with Eckler, and he's got, and go ahead.
I was going to say, my only worry with Eckler is that he has a Russian quarterback, and I'm not sure how many PPR dump-off passes he'll get from Jaden Daniels versus pocket passer like Herbert, who usually just throw the ball to him consistently. So, it's like when people see Lamar Jackson and they saw J.K. Dobbins. They always label J.K. Dobbins like a standard half PPR running back, but they never really say he catch. But JK can catch. He just don't get the ball thrown to him because Lamar scrambles with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my only fear with Jaden Daniels is he going to dump the ball off to Eckler as much as we think he should? Because like you just said, Eckler, he got monster games, man. I believe he got something to prove, and he wants to prove that the Chargers like, okay, y'all didn't want to pay me. I'm gonna show y'all what I can do. I just hope Jaden is able to get him that ball like a standing quarterback can.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see.
Only time will tell, man. And that's the best thing about this. And I was going to say at the very beginning, I completely forgot. When we look at rookie drafts and we look at all this stuff, trades, we're like, this person, we don't really talk about win or loss here. We kind of just talk about like whether or not we understand it or if we like it, because I think that's the best way to approach it. You don't know if somebody wins or loss until 2 or 3 years down the road. That's the only way you can tell, man, because we can't tell now. You're not going to be able to tell until, games are played and shit like that. So just remember that.
And like I said, not everyone has to like, you know what I mean? We all have our opinions, which is fine. Yeah. You know what I mean? I have my view, and like
you roll with it, man.
Could be the same way.
You
like,
got to respect that.
And I take my risk and reward, and hey, it hurts. It doesn't. But hey, you never know. Vice versa. He saw what he liked, and that's what makes the trade. Both people like what they see.
Definitely.
All right, next one is going to be a still reserve Dynasty League. So it's a 12-team half PPR, which is actually the only Dynasty League that I'm in that has half. Superflex. There is a tight end premium, but it's 0.75. So actually you get more points. It's like a 1.25 for reception for the tight end. Start 12, best ball. So again, it is best ball. So Gradas receives Kyle Pitts, and in return he gives Peony the 2024 202 and the 2024 205 in this past rookie draft. We'll go through you, Pat. What do you think?
I like Pitts, man. I think he's going to have a year. I think Cousins opens up differently, man. I think the offense feels different. Got some wide receiver talent now, so I think the sky's the limit, and this is the year to prove it.
Yep.
Let's go, Pat. My man. That's what I'm talking about, man. I'm a Kyle Pitts truth over here, man.
Yes.
So, I was going to say, I don't know what nobody feel about this trade, but I'm sticking with my guy. And if somebody want to send me 2 seconds for Pitts right now, or to get Pitts right now, if I got to send 2 seconds to get Pitts, please smash this up, man, because I'm taking Pitts, man.
Bro, like go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off, man. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I was just going to keep it short. I spoke on Pitts the other day, and I feel like, again, like I said, situations. We talk about like Sam Laporta and TJ Hawkinson and all these other tight ends being better than Pitts, but when Pitts was drafted, nobody questioned his skill. It was just the situation. He had Arthur Smith and
Arthur
Desmond
Smith,
Ritter.
man. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So if you put Kyle Pitts in Detroit last year with Sam Laporta, he would have been tight end 1. So I don't really understand what's the disconnect. But this year, don't worry about it. It's Pitts to the moon, man. Let's get
Pitts to the moon. Hey, mark his words, because he did call CD Lamb last year. CD Lamb, wide receiver 1 truther, and there's fucking receipts out there to prove it. So he knows what he's talking about.
For sure.
Yeah, man. I co-sign with that, man. I like him, bro. I really do.
That's my guy. Mm-hmm.
You know what? The funny thing about this, man, I saw this pop in the league. I immediately, in another league, I've got a shit ton of draft picks. Like, I literally have 15 draft picks in this rookie draft. We haven't drafted yet. And the bench is only 12 deep. So I have more draft picks than I can. I didn't realize that. I kept trading, and then I realized later on that I'm like, I can't even keep them. So I threw a similar trade out to the Pitts offer, because I was like, I need to start 2-for-1ing, right? I need to just give you 2 to get 1 so I can get less people on my bench. And the guy like shot it down in a heartbeat. I was like, damn. I was like, it's happened. So I thought it was a good trade. I tried to emulate it, I guess, is all I could say, and it didn't work.
They're going to leave you out to dry, man. You're going to have to cut some of the picks, man.
Dude, they're going to make me fucking pick every one of them. I'm going to be pissed off, dude. It's going to suck. And then I'm going to have to drop people, and then they're just going to pick them up for me. Fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Peony is back again. Peony 13, if that's how you even say it. Not really sure. We're going to keep going with it, though. Traded with Jaden, A25. So Peony receives AJ Brown, and in return gives up CMC and Austin Eckler. Big boy trade here. You want to talk about some wows? This is your wow moment. Better than the fab we talked about earlier. Excuse me. So, Fizzle.
Again, I like both sides, but my only difference is if you're not about to win, like if you either won last year or one game away from winning last year, you don't go get McCaffrey. So, if this guy, Jaden, is about to win, I'm taking that side. But if he isn't close, I'm going to take Peony's side. So it's really up to who. If he's like I said, top 1 or 2 team, I won't mind the McCaffrey trade. But if he's not, I need AJ Brown, because he'll be around about another 5, 6, 7 years longer than McCaffrey will.
Yep. Pat.
I kind of agree with it, man. Definitely, bro. Depending on their situations, the win now.
Team build. Yep.
Yeah, team build. It all depends on it. So they both could have won on this one, like you said, man.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, I don't have the teams, and nor do we have the time to really kind of go through the actual team layout. But Jaden, just by the look of it, it looks like chips are all in. All on red, black, whatever you want to say. For Jaden's like, I'm all in this year, and here it is. Like, let's ride, and I want that championship. And it looks like Peony is like, all right, if you want. I'm assuming Peony probably has some additional running backs to back it up, but, wanted probably elite wide receiver. Probably didn't have any. Probably went more running back heavy and was like, hey, I need to start to balance out my roster, and wins for Peony. Peony gets a stud in a wide receiver that'll be around for 3-4 more years, and then who knows, maybe this is the push and the all in that JD needs in order to win this year, and then they'll be laughing at the bank, so collecting their fucking money. They're gonna be like, fuck yeah, you got it.
I mean, it's still a great chance that AJ can put up the similar numbers to McCaffrey regardless, but we know what McCaffrey can do, man. So
it almost looks like, in a redraft, this would almost be considered completely unbalanced, because you'd have CMC and Eckler versus AJ Brown, and you're like, what the fuck did you do? But this is where it kind of highlights the difference between dynasty, and redraft, because you've got to look at, there's so many more factors: longevity, value of quarterback, roster builds, how many wide receivers and flex spots you have versus running back spots. Like, all that becomes more and more important. So, and that's one thing that I've learned, and that's why I love doing new leagues and kind of new formatted leagues, is because it challenges you in different ways. You can't just look at it and plug and play and, do it like you do in every league. You got to think differently. So I want to highlight that too. All right. We got next trade is from 2022 Degenerate Dynasty League. This is a 12-team PPR Superflex, start 12, and best ball. So Boss 2274 trades with Dave Merck. He receives, it's kind of a weird trade because it's quarterback for quarterback and running back for running back. So it's going to take your poison again. But he receives Kirk Cousins and Jonathan Taylor, and in turn gives away Javonte Williams and Bryce Young. Pat. It was pretty good.
I don't know, man. I guess this was like looking at it. I mean, you got some youth with Young, Cousins with a little age,
age versus youth, man.
Age for youth mix over here, a little split ski over here. I don't know, man.
It's tough right here.
Yeah, this is not as easy as you would think it would look. Like what Cousins are you gonna get this year? That's what I want to know.
That's all I'm about to say. My only way, because I've been preaching this for weeks now. The only way I'm trading for Cousins is if I have Michael Penix. If I don't have Michael Penix, I don't want Kirk Cousins. It's just
fair.
That's just a simple
you don't know how you're gonna
answer.
get. Yeah, you don't know how you're gonna. Everybody's gonna assume that he's gonna ball out there. But his injury could linger, and he could not start, and Penix could blow up, and they could just go with Penix. I mean,
and you done lost this trade on. You could lose this trade on week 1 because Kirk isn't ready. So, if I don't have Penix, I don't want Kirk Cousins. That's the simplest way I can put it in any trade. So,
yeah,
hell yeah, yeah, we're good. All right,
but I mean, the speak on the trade is if he has Michael Penix, I don't mind it. I still didn't say if I like either side. So if he got Michael Penix, I would take Kirk Cousins and Jonathan Taylor. But if he doesn't, I'm gonna take the Bryce and
So what's your thought?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. So we talked about Cousins, but we didn't highlight Bryce Young. Bryce Young is a hope and a prayer. His numbers last year. I mean, I know he had no weapons, and people can highlight that. Yeah. But all of his statistics were like the worst in the NFL. Like not even like you. I've seen some rookie quarterbacks with shit teams, and they've had at least like decent numbers that you can hang your hat on. Like he was like worse than pretty much every statistical matter from a quarterback perspective the whole entire NFL last year. So what's your? I think that's just as much of a risk as Cousins is.
It is, but I will say this: he didn't have Leggett, he didn't have Deontay Johnson.
Oh, they were giving him weapons. Like, they're giving weapons and saying like, now if you fuck it up, it's on you.
Oh yeah, but I don't think he will though, man. Bryce Young was in Alabama looking like an elite quarterback, with weapons. So you give a small guy who doesn't have maybe the profile of CJ Stroud with no weapons, he ain't gonna look good. So you give him what he had in Alabama, which is weapons. He should look pretty solid, man. I like Bryce Young, man. He on the up and up to me. So I
hope so because I got him in a few leagues, and I'm like, damn, I hope it pays off.
Yeah.
All right, we got. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we got. You just heard. It was a big motherfucker. So this is gonna take me a minute to read this. So let me talk about the league itself first. So this is Big Balls Rolling. It's actually a Dynasty league that I created last year. 12-team PPR, super flex, start 11, and it is set your lineup. It is not best ball. So Barry, I'll just leave it as Barry. You can read Fizzle what the rest of it says in your own head, but just Barry. Barry trades with Math Perrick. So he receives Baker Mayfield, Jaden Waddle, Jahmyr Gibbs, the 303 and the 402 in this year's rookie draft, and in return gives Maneth, Lamar Jackson, and the 107, which is actually not even his. It was through somebody else.
Yeah.
It's a lot to break down. So who wants to jump in?
This is not Dynasty? You said this is redraft?
This is Dynasty. No, this is Dynasty.
Oh, it's Dynasty.
This is Dynasty.
But
all is a Dynasty, man. There's no redraft.
Well, hey, making me some wild shit. But
no.
I thought you said something else different.
He said it's a lineup, not.
Set your lineup. It's not best ball.
Set your lineup. Best ball. Okay, yeah. So you
meaning like you have to manually put players in versus best ball just does it on its own. So who wants to jump in here?
Go ahead, Fizzle.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at it, and I'm a Lamar truther as well. That's my guy. That's my QB1. I know Josh Allen is the man, but Lamar Jackson season, man. But I'm not gonna be biased on this one. And I look at to get Lamar and upgrade from Baker.
Shit ton.
You will have to give up. Let's just say Waddle.
Let's break
Baker,
it down. Yep.
Waddle, Baker, and the 303. Right. I'm gonna just throw that.
That's fine. Yep.
Yeah, I would think at least at the minimum Waddle, Baker, and the 303. And then it would be Gibbs and the 402 for the 107, I'm guessing. So I would say this. If you're giving away Lamar, hopefully you have a Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts or, a top 5 guy to replace that 107 and Lamar. So if you have 2 elite quarterbacks in Lamar and a top 6 guy, I don't mind it. But if you downgrading a Baker and your second quarterback is Jared Goff maybe or a Bo Nix or they still got the pick, so they ain't got Bo yet. But if it's not an elite guy, I'm not giving away Lamar for Baker and why
so,
I don't. Because the 107, let's just say 107, you get Brock Bowers or
Drake May is what went. Drake May went 107 in this league.
Oh, okay, he took Drake May. And Drake May might not even play this year at all. So, as I'm saying, man, that's kind of tough, man.
Go ahead. I mean, it's a tough one to break down. It's
hard to give away Lamar Jackson for anything, really. But, if you're not going to get him for an elite quarterback, it's not a bad package, though. I don't mind this package at all. I actually like it. But Drake May and Lamar versus Waddle, Gibbs, 303, 402, and Baker. Like I said, I don't mind it as long as Baker isn't your QB1. That's how I just titled it. If Baker is your QB1, I don't like it. But if Baker is your QB2, I don't mind it.
So I pulled up his roster. His QB1 is Anthony Richardson. Is his QB1.
I don't mind it there. I don't mind a trade there. It's cool.
All right. Pat.
Yeah. So I don't think people realize that Gibbs' value is going to be what it is, man. Monty's going to be slowly drifting out, and I see the future. And it's same thing with Waddle Gibbs too, bro.
Still,
got a lot of
Gibbs is still running back 10 last year in PPR.
Yeah,
he still was
saying. Like got a lot. RB1 just well, bro.
Not
and then
RB1,
Waddle too with Tariq is gonna, Tariq's gonna eventually slow down. Eventually, you would think, and I like it, man. Like I said, Mayfield was the only but like you said, he's got a good quarterback on the other side. So I think Barry did well in this, my opinion. He gave up an MVP for sure, but I like it, man. I do on the other end for sure.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Barry's team, and he has Justin Jefferson as well. But then he's got besides that, it was kind of like and Zach Charbonnet were his biggest ones before the rookie draft. I kind of go down to what Fizzle said. I mean, basically, you're giving two at the end of the day, Drake May. You're giving two quarterbacks for basically a lower tier quarterback. What we hoped was a wide receiver 2 in Miami was a wide receiver 3, if not a 4 last year. And you hope that he can jump back up to wide receiver 2 again. And Jahmyr Gibbs, who I think is elite. I mean, I think you're starting to break it down earlier. So let's say Baker Mayfield, Waddle, and the 303. Take those off the board. So then you have Jahmyr Gibbs in the 402 for basically the 107. Shit, dude.
Yeah.
Last year, Jahmyr Gibbs was drafted at the 104, 103, 103, 105, maybe.
Yeah.
If you're going to get Drake May,
that's what I'm saying.
If you got Drake May for Gibbs in the 402, I'm taking Gibbs in the 402. So I like
it. Yeah, for sure.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's how I kind of looked at it.
If Baker was his QB1, I don't know.
That's a problem. That's a problem. That's easy.
Yeah,
if he's a QB1, you have a problem.
The fact that he still have A. Rich, who is basically Lamar Jackson, 2.0. I like this trade for him. So
yeah, Barry wins on that for sure.
Barry all day, man. You just got your props. Funday Sunday, we got 2 more leagues, 3 more trades. We'll run through these fairly quickly. Funday Sunday, 12-team PPR Superflex. Start 10. Set your lineup. So Warm Hug trades with Jay Spade. Pretty straight up trade. Chuba Hubbard for 2025 third. Pat.
I could say I really don't care which side you take.
Yeah, bro. There's no real craziness,
If you want to roll the dice, I would prefer a 24 third, but if
earlier, right?
What's my hand?
Year.
Man.
Yep.
Take Chuba, man. I ain't mad at you.
Pat.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right.
I'll take Hubbard. I'll take give me a bag, see what it could run into. Who knows? I mean, you got the 23rd. I'm at 25th third. It's a long way to go. Who the hell knows,
Going what that draft class is going to look like, where it falls in the third round. It could be late. It could be early. Like, there's a lot of variables there. So at least you got a known asset. You kind of reminded me of James, man. James always likes the known assets. Well, he does talk about gambling a lot and like pushing it out for the rookie picks. So, all right. We got 2 more, same league, not your mama's league. So it's actually my league first Dynasty league that I ever created. So 12-team PPR Superflex, only start 9. So that's key. And set your lineup. So you got New York Giannas, however you want to say it, trades with Dolo 1723. He gets a 2026 first and third round pick. And in return, sends to Jeff, who's Dolo, Derek Carr, Jalen Warren, and a 2025 third, which he needs to pay. He told Jeff he needs to pay for 2026. Also, news for everybody, he's a commissioner. If you ever have anybody trade for a year that's not paid, make the fuckers pay.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's a PSA for everybody out there.
He calling you out, Jeff, man.
I'll take Carr, Warren in the third.
26 versus really waiting far. 3. That's like 3 years out.
Waiting all that for 3 years out. I'm good, bro. So give me the juice now.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. I'm the worst person to ask about Derek Carr, man. I do not think he's a
nobody
good
likes
quarterback.
Nobody likes Derek Carr. That's the thing. Nobody likes him, but he's a starting quarterback in the NFL.
I honestly believe Spencer Rattler could take that job by like week 10, man.
We'll see.
I feel like if they go out there and they got 4 wins and they out of the playoffs,
he's getting yanked.
The coach gonna get fired anyway. The coach will be fired anyway. You might as well see what you got. So, as far as 26 is, unless you just need a quarterback to fill in a gap, I'm gonna take the picks, man. I'm glad that we kind of I guess disagreeing on this one.
Yeah.
I don't think we have yet, but
I mean, trust me. Like I've traded for. I have a 2025 when it was still 2023. I got a whole bunch of 2025 picks that are still 2 years out. So it's just as what this trade is, basically the same thing. It's just a long way to wait. I'm even looking at it now. I'm like, now I got to wait another year to fucking do this. But a first round pick is a first round pick.
I'm with you.
But a first round pick is a first round pick.
I just believe Derek Carr literally won't be starting in 2025.
I agree. Like I don't think anybody wants Derek. Even his own team doesn't want Derek Carr.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, but he could also find a new home somewhere else by 26. Who knows? He rejuvenates or gets a new system. I mean, you never know because Carr would fit. I mean, look at the quarterbacks and the way they drop, bro. He's gonna have a job. I think still for another couple of years.
I say this. I thought Carson Wentz would too, and Carson Wentz don't. You know, I feel like the league is smartening up on these older veterans that have just bounced around. I think they're gonna roll the dice on guys like Gardner Minshew, who's been a backup who every time he come in.
Oh man, you're lucky. You're lucky. Roger's not on this podcast. That's his panties. Gardner Minshew it's his like fucking love crush, man. It's like he can't stop talking about Gardner Minshew.
But every time they put him in on any team he play on, he upgrade the offense. And Carr just doesn't upgrade any. He's a quarterback, but he doesn't upgrade the offense. So
he's like the typical like game manager, right? Like he's like
exactly.
He's not elite. He may cause you to lose a game every once in a while, but he's not gonna be the reason why you're winning the game at the end of the day. He's just like, man, he's a whatever.
I think he's a backup to me. If he leaves New Orleans, I wouldn't mind him on my team to help my rookie out, but I'm not starting him personally.
Yeah.
So,
gotcha.
All right, we got one last shade, and then we'll peace the fuck out. So, same league here. Not your mama's. So my league, 12-team PPR Superflex, start 9 small bench again. We got to remember that's highlighted. Although we already passed, we're going to add one more flex spot next year, so we start 10 next year. Not that 2025, not this coming up here. Set your lineup. So you got Dolo, who just traded a minute ago, so he's back. Dolo's back for more action, man, and he trades with LS 606, which is Rogers. So LS is Rogers' team. So Jeff gets the 104, which I pulled it up, ended up being JJ McCarthy. And in return, he gave up Trey McBride, Rashee Rice, and a 2025 first round pick. Who wants to jump in right away?
Is it tight end premium or?
It is not tight end premium. Okay. It is super flex though. And
I'll take JJ then at McCarthy. I think Ray Rice you can cut out because I don't even know if he's going to play that much this year anyway with all his legal issues, to be very honest.
We talked about it before.
That's going to fizzle out. So,
Kansas City, man, and he's pulling shit. Apparently punches the photographer after he had his other issue. I mean, I could see him at some point. I could see him at some point, not only the league, just KC just being like, all right, dude, get out of here.
You're out.
Cutting your ass. Yeah, we're done.
So you really look at JJ McCarthy for McBride in next year's first, right? I guess you could say.
Yeah, but the first could also be the 112, could be the 110.
Right, or towards the back end.
Yeah.
I take McCarthy. I like Dolo.
Fizz.
Yeah, well, I say this. The fact that I know that you guys are adding an extra starting spot, I would go with the package because now it gives me more room and more assets to play with. So, could have went from start 9 to start 10. And as much as we say this Rashee Rice mess, man, you know how this league is, man. If he can play, somebody will find a way to sign him.
No, I agree.
Or get him a job. He'd come to Dallas. Dallas would love to have him. So, I think I'm going to go with the package, man, only because, I like Trey. I think Rice is solid receiver. And I know you guys are adding that extra starting spot. And the more I can add to that, I like that. So
and bingo. And if Roger was here, Roger would be like, "Yeah, man, you got it," because Roger.
Yeah, because that's why he did it.
Well, if Roger finished second to last in this league, so he's got a lot of rebuilding to do, and I think he had 6 draft picks this past rookie draft. So he was basically in full tilt rebuild mode. He had 5 rookie picks. So to your point, and we're adding an additional, I think that's key. And something, again, when you talk about, nobody talks about strategy, I don't think, as much anymore. Like, people just always talk about the player. And their strategy is about, like, sell, whatever. But, like, to me, strategy is look at what's going on in your league and how does that apply and how does that change how you look at things. Like you just said that a second ago. Like, that's the key strategy and key focal point of this trade that I can guarantee if Roger was on, he would say that's the reason why I did that trade. Exactly. Was knowing that we're expanding in 1 year. He's got a year to get more players. He took 1 pick and turned it into 3 pieces that hopefully 2 of them he could use at some point in 2025 when we actually expand, and then that way he got a free pick out of it, or player out of it. So I can guarantee if he's on, that's exactly what he'd say. And then for Jeff, he's also wasn't in the best spot. He was at the 104. And that was actually, he got his pick back. That's why he doesn't have the name at the bottom, if you see, because there's actually Jeff got his pick back and wanted to pick his guy. So he's like, take this guy, take that guy. And my first, I want my pick back so I can go and get who I want. So
he got his first for another first. Yeah, I see what he did.
Just shifted out this year for next year.
And he got the quarterback he wanted, clearly. So that's what he went for.
Yep. There's always context in there, though. Like I said, add that extra spot, man. I definitely need some extra players with that. So I like.
But that strategy, I mean, that's part of the strategy that I think that doesn't really, like one of the things that trips me up the most, man, that we hear a lot about. Is, oh my God, in the Superflex, you got to go for 2 quarterbacks right away. You got to get 2 studs. No, you don't. Actually, you don't. If you look at the math, the bigger the format is, meaning the more that people have on your starting lineup, that either best ball or in such a lineup, is start to go to 12. The power of the Superflex or the quarterback is less. You'd rather have more elite wide receivers you'd rather have 2 elite wide receivers than pass up on your second quarterback and build a roster out that way, because you can fucking throw in whoever, and you can throw a receiver in the second quarterback spot. It doesn't have to be a quarterback in Superflex. Right. People don't talk about that. People are automatically like, oh, it's Superflex, you got to draft quarterbacks early. No, you don't. Fuck that. No, you don't.
Think about all the people that do quarterback whores, and I know my guy McNutty, that's his
game.
McNutty,
man, that's his thing.
Whore, right?
Yeah.
But think about the people that hoarded Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, and these type of quarterbacks. Now it's like you passed on all these skilled players for these quarterbacks.
CeeDee Lamb
aren't even
potentially,
and it was wasted picks. So just because you go draft a quarterback doesn't mean you won the draft. Sometimes you gotta fill in the gaps with them other positions. So
and you kind of hit on it too. Like, the most volatile position in the NFL is quarterback. So who's hot this year may not be hot next year. Yep. Wide receivers, a little bit easier to kind of find those guys that already had one good year. That they're going to continue. Yeah. So we'll leave it at that, man. You got Fizzle, man. It was awesome to have you on. We kind of went a little bit over. I appreciate you, man. Always love having you on, talking shop, dude. We'll have to have you on more often. Maybe I'll jump on, or we can jump on your show at some point and talk ball.
Oh yeah. As long as you're free on a Friday, man. I'm looking, because Mike gonna hold me down for a couple of weeks, but I'm looking for guests, man. I don't have nobody lined up for the future, so you want to tap in, man? Just holler at me. I got you.
All right, man. Let's do it. We'll be there anytime, man. To get you back. Talk about rap, talk about music, talk about anything, man. Movies. We can talk whatever the hell you want, man. We'll let you.
We got that BBL Drake, bro. We're with you, bro. We know.
The BBL Drizzy, huh?
Hell yeah. Before we go out there, man, tell everybody where they can find you. Obviously, they got your name at the bottom, but tell everybody else. Obviously, I just saw I got a new handle for the new show, so tell people what that is.
Mm-hmm. So like I said, you can always reach out to me personally at Fizzle Dolla. I actually made a different handle for my solo show, which is the Marathon Fantasy Football. So if you look it up, it's the Marathon FF, and my show is titled Fizzle Friday. So every Friday, I hope not to miss one. 8 p.m. Eastern Time, South Harmon channel. Like I said, tap in with me, comment, hit me up. Anything,
engage, man. Engage. Yeah, it's live. That's the best part. That's why I want us to start going live. I want to start getting some engagement going on with people.
Yeah, because you might give me. I might read the comments, and you might give me an idea for a new show that I never thought I would have thought of. So just hit me up, man. I'm always I holler at the peoples, man. So make it out to that expo too if you can make it. I will say that, man.
Pat's making it this year. Shit.
I'm booked.
Yeah, I heard.
I'm out.
I heard the show. I heard the show last week with Mike.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I heard Pat say he already booked, so I'll be there, man. So Wednesday,
I'm excited,
I'm
man.
pulling up Wednesday.
Oh yeah, I was telling Pat I might. I'm currently not working. I'm hoping I'm working by then. But you know, like my plan is even with the new job, I'll probably take off that. I'm debating on taking off the whole week because the Bears play in the Hall of Fame game. The week before that they played the Texans. So I was thinking about going out there to watch that, but I looked at the ticket prices. They're fucking ridiculous. It's like $500 a seat, dude. It's like kind of insane. Like starting point, it's $500.
To watch fourth stringers play, they crazy.
Yeah, I was like, no, I can't do that. So, but I might go out like early, like Wednesday, Thursday. Pat's gonna go out there Friday morning. I think you said. Yeah, and then
Friday,
stay till
Monday.
He'll be out Monday. So yeah, we'll have to kick him, man. I'm excited for him to get to meet everybody in person.
Let's do it.
Like I said, man, you won't be disappointed, Pat. I promise you.
I'm excited, bro.
Hell yeah,
that's it.
You got anything else, Fizzle, before I throw it to Pat and we kind of sign off?
Nah, like I said, man, just check me out, man. I'm glad I'm here. You know, I'm definitely gonna be back. So, you know, just keep in touch.
You've always been here, man. Shit, you've always been here.
I'm always around, man. So holler at me whenever, you know, holler at me. I listen. So
hell yeah. Pat, what do you got to say to the people, man?
Like, subscribe, and support everyone. Everyone's out here just doing what they do.
Hit the like, hit subscribe, man. We're up to like, we're slowly inching our way up. But we're only at 32, but
that's okay.
We'll count them as we go, man. 32. Yeah, exactly. You got to start from somewhere, man. Start at the bottom. Now you're at the top. So that's the game plan.
Like Fizzle said, it's like a community, bro. We all work together, realistically, bro. Everyone has an opinion. We all put it together, and it just blends. That's how I look at it.
Well, look, Pat, now that you said that, right, I do got one last thing. I just want to let everybody know, literally, I did not see this ever happening. I'm not saying I didn't see it, but a lot of this was kind of thrown on me when I got to the expo, and I just felt the energy, and everybody was kind of like, vibing with me, rocking with me, and I was like, damn, it kind of solidified me from going from a guy that just make songs and intros to, man, I could really do what they doing and be respected as, you know, the same level. So it don't the 32 followers or subscribers, trust me, it could be 3,200 in literally 1 year, you know. So
you never know, man.
Grab your mic.
Yeah, hell yeah. If you got something to say, man, as long as you got something to say, let's fucking go. You know, grab your mic. And you know, I've had a lot of people that are in different leagues. I'm in now 15 Dynasty leagues, and I've had people hit me up like, hey, when am I going to be on your podcast? I'm like, if you got a mic, you got a good camera, and you got something to say, anybody's welcome anytime, man. Like, that's part of the community, and that's a good focal point on that, man.
Yeah, don't be scared to reach out, man, because a lot of people that you watch on these shows, they really not just stuck up, you know. They give you some advice on how to move and what to do, and you know, just like I said, reach out, man. That's what I did last year, and I'm here.
Hell yeah.
So
yeah, hell yeah. I think some are, you know, like I think the community of South Harmon that they built, like that's they've tore down all those walls, man. They're all of them are approachable. So that's what I love about them. That's why I love them. You know, fucking family, dude. So Pat, what do you got, man? Otherwise, anything else? You good?
Like, subscribe, let's rock, and let's get that schedule. Happy birthday tomorrow, and
happy birthday, my boy.
Yeah, appreciate you all, man. Love you guys. So until next time, peace. We're out.